Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter sticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network.
We were so waiting on Gen to just pop out some bullshit.
See, I was in two minds. I was like, I want to say something, but I couldn't think of anything funny Uma Musume related. And the only other jokes I had were about a certain political podcaster. And then I was like, I'll leave Gen to say something funny or witty. And then, there's nothing yet.
It's funnier if I didn't.
Uh-huh. Also, you have a thing on your screen on the stream, Mel.
I have what?
Felix Ferris repeating spell -1 _ -OK.
Yeah, I can't get rid of that, and I just it's for magic missile, and so I just can't be bothered getting rid of it. God, I
He's
thought
just constantly casting magic missile.
I've also had that on there for like the last few sessions we've done. So
really,
yeah. You made me worried that there was actually something I'd missed that was on there.
Oh yeah,
there's a big black dick on your screen, buddy.
No. It's a pop-up ad for thirsty MILFs in your area.
Mel, aren't you? Wait, no, I know what it is. It's the picture of Calamities in a sexy nurse's outfit.
Isn't that just your profile picture, Dyra?
Yes.
Seamus should use...
See, I don't even know what that's from, but I recognize I recognize the reference.
Seamus should use suggestion on someone to make them goatsy, and then Rua can get a groin kick off. I don't know. So, last we left our heroes. Fucking... I wanted to say some... No, anyway. Last
we kicked Aldain's ass.
No, I keep thinking of someone else, and that's not the point. It's not what we're here for. Aldein, the half-elf paladin, Seamus, the half-elf bard, Darren, the Genasi rogue, and Felix, the Eladrin painter. The four of you, as well as Hawk, the Oni bear, and Rua, as well as Prody Tua, had basically concluded your rest after dealing with the hags and the orcs. You intimidated and interrogated the two orcs that had been left alive that hadn't escaped. Who, Eeg and Osh, they told you some very interesting bits of information about how they were actually brought to basically deal with you by a third separate faction within this orc tribe, led by an Ada and Ing. And in exchange for all the information they can continue to give, they would be given basically protection. Hawk decided to offer to escort them to, so Eeg and Osh can actually speak to who they need to speak to. A sending was actually sent to Elent, who basically said that she was pretty much aware of what Ada and Ing were doing, but all that the sending meant is that it gave her the justification to actually kill them. The rest of the party, meanwhile, headed northward to the vague direction of wherever the Temple of the Byakko was. During the travels, hail and blizzards were beginning to happen. Rua managed to basically come to the conclusion that it was very likely as the closer you would get to the Temple of the Byakko, the more intense the weather would be. Which seemed to be the case, as Aldein, Felix, Seamus and Dairon were spirited away to a strange place that none of you have ever been to before, with a cabin in a frozen clearing with an icy pond in the center. After a brief look around, effectively a copy of Aldein had spawned, who quickly revealed themselves to basically be the Byakko. After a rather surprisingly harrowing fight, as he seemed to be able to effectively reflect some of the damage he would receive onto you guys, he was eventually defeated, as Rua had also, as
I feel like that's
last few
an
times.
ability that Aldain's about to get.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Because Aldein would need
make
to
our
get
paladin more broken, please.
Aldein would need to get hit in the first place for it to matter, and he doesn't.
Yeah, apparently Dyra gets hit.
You're still standing, aren't you?
I am.
I'm still standing.
I'm glad that it became my theme song.
But yes. So, the fight is over. I'm just going to move us to the world map just for the sake of things. You're still at the area that you're in. It's just I'm just moving you to the world map because it's just easier for my sake to keep track of the characters that are relatively important within the setting. So, the Byakko, with a wave of his hand, a quick flurry of snow surrounds him.
And flick of a wrist.
The Aldein-like appearance he was currently that he was under, is quickly replaced with the familiar, rather large and imposing white tiger that at least Aldein has come to accept being a presence within his life somewhat. As I said before, you did a very good job managing to beat me. Although, like I also said, I wasn't going at full strength. If you had died to me at at the percentage of power that I was using, well, not only would it be embarrassing, but you definitely wouldn't have the chance to deal with any of the problems you need to deal with.
Right.
But you didn't die, so we don't need to consider that option. So, as part of your trial, Aldein, I feel like it is only fair to tell you some of your origins.
Yeah, boy.
And with a stomp of the Byakko's foot, effectively seats made of snow and ice form for you guys to sit at. It only seems fair to give you some seating after that fight. You can use this as an opportunity to recuperate and also, listen, because you'll be here for a while. So, it all goes back to when two people, a man and a woman...
Ooh, I know this! I know this. This is how you make a baby, isn't it?
Interrupt me again, Felix, and I will cut you down. Just because Genbu finds you amusing does not mean I find your silly jokes funny. I mean, some of them are funny, but that's not the point.
Byron puts away the Maury sign that they pulling out slowly.
Oh. Damn it. Did anyone else say Gen just robot really hard?
No.
No.
Nope.
Oh. That's worrisome for me. Repeat what you said, Gen?
Gyron puts away the Maury sign that they were putting away they were pulling out very slowly.
Anyway, this man and this woman were on the run. They found themselves at a cabin as he gestures with one of his large tiger paws at the cabin that is to the back of you guys. This is where they were resting, although the actual location looked a bit more lush in in life. At this point, we're going to change the music. This is the song we'll be using for now.
Atmosphere.
As he then stomps his paw again, the scene begins to shift, and you see a woman that looks very much like Aldein's mother, but how would I describe it? With Aldein's mum being a full-blooded elf, only about 20-ish years isn't really a lot for someone like her. I mean, to be fair, some people can change a lot in only a small span of time, but the most that's really different is that what you're seeing of Aldein's mother right now looks a lot more weathered and tired. Not only just because she's
perhaps.
Yeah. The man, who's also with her, you've seen this man before. He is the spitting image of the man who you saw back when you would have seen the vision of the ancient white dragon and his limbs being cut off. This current appearance, though, is a bit older than that time. At some of your estimations, this is probably like when the white dragon would have lost their limbs, that would have probably been like maybe 3 or 4 years before this current scene you're seeing.
So about 30 years ago, or this is about 25-ish years, 26 years ago.
Yeah. Thank you. The man is looking from the windows of the cabin. He seems to be eyeing the surroundings as if worried that someone might appear that they don't want to see. He looks back to the woman who's currently cradling a very tired but still crying child. And he just looks to the woman and just says, "We should be fine here for now. I managed to lose them on the way, so hopefully we should be able to last here for a while before they find us again, or at least until we can find somewhere else to stay." The woman doesn't really give much of a response in return. It seems like her focus is more on the rather very young-looking baby. Like, obviously baby's young, but I mean, like, judging from the condition of the baby, this child was probably only born, like, within the week. As there's a bit of calm between the two and the child, the man puts a couple of chops of firewood into the fireplace to help, warm them up, of course. And he sits next to the woman on the bed in the room, in the cabin even. And the baby's eyes open, and he's just looking around, completely innocent to whatever's happening between his parents, with the world at large, unknowing of what will await him in the future. The couple smile at each other, and some time passes. The couple find themselves getting a bit more comfortable, feeling a bit more safe and secure in the surroundings.
Okay, welcome back. Apologies about that. My computer decided to die.
Got a lot of technical issues, am I right?
Quick, the
If you can't
computers are
see-
turning on us.
You can't see it, but I'm doing the I show speed face. The why are you trying not to laugh?
Mm-hmm.
My computer better not be fucking rising up. I will actually throw it out a window, and I'm on the 3rd floor.
So,
Are you
as I
gonna
was
use the
saying
C word?
earlier, you see bits of this man's past before, during his time when he was an up and coming member in the cult. Where, yeah, as I was saying, his role wasn't that much different from what Darren kind of does now. But you can clearly see that these things have taken a toll on this man. The guilt that's weighing on him is very clear just from the way that he kind of is carrying himself in this flashback. He, even with his own, well, presumably lover, because from what you can tell, she isn't afraid around him. Like, at no point is she ever, like, flinching or afraid of him. If anything, he's more flinching at her. Not because she's abusing him or anything, but more because, like, it seems like he's afraid of himself. Anytime he's going to collect water and he gets a brief visage of himself in the reflection of the water, there's this level of disgust he seems to have for himself. And arguably the most recurring thought in his mind that's running through is that he doesn't deserve any of this. As in, he doesn't deserve to be happy with a woman who is willing to be happy with him. Not that, like, oh, I'm better than this, but, like, yeah, he doesn't feel like this moment of goodness is deserved for him. Eventually, however, as he's heading back to the cabin, he sees a few humans, and the anxiety rushing through him is palpable. You see, as he takes advantage of his knowledge of the terrain in the time that he's been in the area, to head back to the cabin immediately. Thankfully, it appears that they aren't heading in the same direction as he is, and as he heads inside, he rushes over to the lady and the child and just says, "We need to leave right now. They're coming." And yeah, the woman, her face immediately almost twists to an expression of fear and panic, as anyone would when they're on the run. As the two of them, with their baby, rush out of the cabin, they make their way away from where they are. But, the problem is that, when you're running in a heavy, like in a tundra, it's not the most conducive of weather or locations to really be doing, like, intense running. Uneven terrain, the cold, just looking after a child as like a nearly newborn. It's the odds are stacked against you, of course, as they would be. The two of them find a cave for a brief reprieve. In this time, the woman has a rest with the child, the baby, while this man is on lookout. He's used to being awake for extended periods of time. He's trained for this. So he can handle it. And she needs the rest more than he does. At least those are the things he's telling himself to make himself feel more useful. Because he knows that if he was to give himself up, she could probably get away. But they had this conversation already, and she doesn't want him to give himself up, because why should he? You know, it's them that are the bad guys. And as he's wandering, he eventually returns to find her, and she's still resting with their baby. And as she's resting, he goes to his knees, clasps his hands together, and after taking a deep exhale, he finds himself in prayer. Please, if there is a God, any God out there that is willing to hear my plea, I will give anything to see these two safe. Even if it means I must become some sort of monster to match the one I feel like I am on the inside, at least. And surprisingly, because, you know, generally when one prays to silence, that's generally what they get. You know, sure, gods in this setting do exist. And, you know, you've seen your fair share of at least nice gods, or at least some that are willing to be active. And at least this god in particular is relatively active. And a chuckle rings through the man's ears, and he feels a cold chill. And he sees a white tiger sat by the mouth of the cave. Well, we normally don't get people out this far, apart from, you know, the orcs. Neither of you three look like you should be here. Was I right in hearing that you want some help? The Byakko gives a sly smile, clearly knowing that any bargaining power is all for him to milk and take advantage of. The human finds himself struggling to speak, but forces himself to do so anyway. Yes, I did. Who are you? The white tiger smiles, as best as a tiger can. I, my friend, am known as the Byakko. I'm the god of snow. Blizzards. That domain, anyway. I heard your plea, and am willing to cut you a deal. State your terms, and I will consider your options. But I would suggest you don't take too long. There are people who have a vested interest in finding you. The man quickened his feet, as if he'd already kind of rehearsed this before. And maybe he has. And he just says, I want these two to be safe and sound, even if it means I can't be there with them to see them to be safe. I'll give whatever it takes, my life, my body, my mind, anything. And the white tiger nods, considering his options. Well, right now, you don't really have much of a life worth to offer, do you? You're a human, for one. Humans aren't particularly popular in this land. You're on the run, so you don't really have anything of value to give me. And you're just a simple, what? Sneak thief? Cutthroat? A cultist, as some people call you? to be honest, you're better off being used to be disposed of and used to feed crops at this point. The human finds himself unable to disagree. He has pretty much nothing of note to his name. The few things he did have, he did bring with him, but a lot of the equipment he had, a lot of the items he would have brought, any weapons or stuff, he had to use to escape with his partner. At this point, the couple and the baby are basically running on fumes. In this area, inhospitable as it is, it's very unlikely the couple will make it out alive. The man knows it, the woman knows it, the Byakko knows it, the humans pursuing them know it. And yet, the Byakko slowly advances. You know, I was actually a victim at one point in my life until I was found. I wouldn't say the person who saved me is my friend, but I at least respect him for what he did. And so I can't help but find myself rooting for the underdog. The tiger is actually so close, he could probably kill this baby and the woman in just a swipe of his paw, with barely any effort. He examines the baby. I will accept your offer. Why not? It'll be fun. It will amuse me. And besides, I don't appreciate people thinking they can wander in my territory and do as they will. He extends one of his claws, gently touching the tip of his claw to the baby's chest. A small pulse of white light emits throughout the baby and the mother. Once they awaken, they should be safe to escape from here. Unfortunately, I can't extend the same blessings to you, as you have already offered yourself. At this point, it wouldn't be fair to allow you to get away freely. And they would as well. You know how it is. The man nods, as if relieved. As if them being away from him is probably the best chance they have to survive and to live. He knows that if he was to go to any of the other countries, any of their cities, the family would probably be ran out. Just by virtue of him being a human. And even the baby being half a human. The man looks at the Byakko and just says, "What do you want me to do then?" And the Byakko smiles and gestures for the human to follow. "Come with me, and you can start by doing the first thing I would like you to do. You don't have to leave immediately. I'll give you a few minutes to say your goodbyes. I might be cruel, but I'm not heartless." And with a chuckle, he waits by the cave mouth again. The human looks to his partner. And even though he wanted this, he's wanted to give himself up. You know, just because you want something in the moment doesn't mean you either truly do, or you know, you never really truly feel the gravity of what you decide to do until the moment it arrives. He gently strokes his partner's face. He finds himself remembering how the first time he met her, he remembers how something about her made him want to change. And, you know, he looks to his baby and he sees the future. He sees a life that has done no wrong. And all he can do is wish that his child lives happily and healthily, as any good parent should. And maybe, just maybe, that this child could be the bridge between humans and the other races. But even if the child doesn't, that's fine for him. He gets up, walks to the cave mouth, and follows the Byakko. At this point, a rather large group of humans are traversing through the landscape. From what Dairon and Seamus can count, because they have the best perception, there's about 50 humans. And one of them is a very familiar human you've seen before. It's Orkan, actually, Aldein's uncle. Orkan chuckles to himself. It's good to see you again, brother. It's been a while. If you come with us now, I'll be sure to put in a good word for you so that you will only be slightly tortured and re-educated. What do you say, brother? The human, seeing his brother, makes his stomach churn. While he could return, it would be betraying everything he's done for the woman he loves and the child he's brought into the world. Surprisingly enough, though, the humans don't seem to be reacting to the Byakko. In fact, it's as if they can't see him at all. And the Byakko leans in to whisper to the human's ear. You drive them off as best as you can. That will be the first thing I ask you to do. There is no way for you to decline. So all I will suggest is to be prepared. The human, expecting this to be basically just suicide, nods. And the scene quickly shifts multiple times. It's almost like, how would I explain? You know, like when you're watching a video on a disc and it's clearly been scratched and so it skips. It's like that. Only each time it's skipping, you're seeing the sight of a human being beaten to death, sliced, gouged, gored by blades of ice. You see blood colouring the white snow beneath everyone's feet. You see white fur, blue, coarse and rough skin, yellow eyes, and you see the scars that you would have seen Orkan possess when you would have fought him and met him. It seems like these were the scars. This was the time when he would have received them scars. He's in fact the only human to make it out alive as he's running away. And you see a very large bear monster creature that roars to the sky. At this point, the man still has his mental faculties. And after driving away the humans, looking around to see the Byakko is gone, he turns around and heads to the cave. By the time he makes it there, the cave is empty. The woman and child are gone. In the time that he had massacred those humans, people he would have called allies, even the footsteps of the woman are gone. There's no way for him to find where the woman would have went. And so the beast roars at the sky, knowing this was more or less his fault, and that if anything, this was probably the best choice, the best result that could have come. And over the decades of living a solitary life, every time there would be an interloper in the north of Coludnia Pole, the Byakko would send him out like an attack dog almost. And with every creature the beast would find and kill, to bring the life cycle of the north into balance, a little bit of himself would vanish. Until eventually, this beast would encounter a group of adventurers in the Forbidden Ice. There would be a half-elf paladin with beautiful long blonde hair. There would be a Genasi rogue with grey skin, androgynous features but still very beautiful, an Eladrin painter with blue hair, casting spells, a half-elf bard, sandy brown hair, bit scrawny for his liking, an orc fighter, and an elven monk. He jumps into the scene, and with icy blades on each hand, attacks the Yetis. Then the scene flashes again, and somehow this beast has managed to infiltrate the realm that the White Dragon had made when he was possessed by the Dracolich piece. When he effectively puts Aldein upon his shoulders to go into battle to fight the White Dragon. And at this point, the flashback ends. You're back at the lake, the pond even. The four of you see the Oni bear. He stood completely upright, and he's looking straight at you, Aldein.
Huh. Well, how much do you recognize me?
The creature looks down in contemplation before crouching at the ground. He begins to write into the ground, drawing a line through the snow. He eventually finishes what he's writing. It seems to be two names. The names are Nivara and Aldein.
Well, shit.
The creature looks up at you, Aldein, before looking back down at the writing he made, and he just brings some snow over the top of what he wrote. At this point, because Rue is there, he's actually going to insight. Just in case anyone else doesn't do it as well.
Aldein is also going to insights.
I mean, Dairon. Again, the player has figured this out, but
So
Really couldn't tell for your comments in the Discord.
you all can tell who this creature is supposed to be, but Rua doesn't tell. He's not used to this kind of thing. Darren and Aldein, because you two are the ones who've rolled. It seems to be a symbolic gesture of him choosing to have given up the life he could have had, and Seamus. It's clear that he acknowledges these names, and they seem to have some level of importance in this creature's mind, even after the decades that he's roamed the land. But it's not who he is anymore. You have no clue, of any of you, what could be done to even potentially reverse this. And the Byakko, who's still there, just says, the price for the power that he has is for this to be irreversible. To be fair, I didn't expect him to ever see you again, for what it was worth.
You expected him to die at some point?
I didn't expect you to ever come here. But you did. And, yeah, I mean, that happens. I mean, for what it's worth, I didn't expect to become a god when I was saved by the Seiryu. Well, the kobold who became the Seiryu. Life's funny like that.
Indeed.
For what it's worth, and he looks over to the bear, this creature. For what it's worth, I don't think his services will be needed anymore.
So what are you going to do with him then?
I was originally going to have him do this for the rest of my days. However, having seen you, Aldein, grow into the man you are, after all, I've been watching you ever since you left these mountains back when you were a baby. I've been keeping an eye on you. From a distance. Part of the bargain that your father and I had was to ensure that you would always be safe. Which is why, when you became aware of me, when we met, way back when, in my own way I was trying to push you to become strong. I don't necessarily believe that how I was pushing you was good, but you fought enough to know how harsh this world can be. Niceties won't necessarily get you everywhere. Oftentimes, it can be the thing that kills you. That was how I was led to live back in my time. I still believe that's the case, somewhat. Which is why I was trying to guide you the way I was. I wanted you to brush back against what I wanted you to do. After all, I don't think you would become strong if you followed what I was suggesting you do. And I think you're enough of an independent man to not just follow what someone would tell you to do anyway, without a good reason.
So you think I'm a strong, independent man who don't need no god?
Well, in so many words, yeah.
Sorry, had to.
I mean, the Byakko's actually smiling. He looks over to the Oni bear, and then back to you, Aldein. For what this is worth, you have passed the test, as I said. And unlike the other two gods, I won't put you through an unnecessary amount of pain. I'd like to think you've already been through enough right now.
Thank you.
Oh, there was a choice with that?
The Suzaku's a bit of a freak.
Interesting.
Daryl, we haven't
Genbu-
even gotten to your trial yet.
I'm so
Genbu-
sad.
Genbu's just very contrary and playful. But no, the Suzaku's a bit of a weirdo. I mean, she can hear me saying this, and okay, she knows it. She knows that I know. We all know that she knows that we know. It's the whole thing. But point is, you've done a lot, Aldein, and so has he. And so, I will give him the mercy and dignity of an end. Again, this isn't reversible, so there isn't anything you could do to bring him to being a person again, if you even wanted to do that. After all, just because he's killed a few monsters in the north of the country doesn't wash away his sins.
No.
He knows that, I know that, you all know that.
Or at least maybe for the best of him.
What I wanted to show you, however, is that ultimately, he did love you. And at no point was your mother ever forced or coerced. Every second she was with him was willing. When you
That's a comfort to hear.
When you free your country and city, I would urge that you both have a long chat. Not for my sake, but for his.
May I ask for one small boon, then? For his sake.
That being?
A message. Allow me to deliver a message from him to her.
Of course. That is completely acceptable. Think of the message you wish to send with him, and I will do all within my power that she will receive it. It does not have to be right this second.
A
After
message
all,
with him or from him?
your choice. I'm in a generous mood today. As I assume you're coming up with the message you want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the Onibear's body begins to almost break down. The white fur in his body begins to almost turn into snow, and so does the rest of him. Bit by bit, as he falls apart, he looks to Aldein and reaches a hand. He's too far away to actually reach you to touch you. But it seems like in the very last moments of his life, his brief lucidity. And as he fades away, you hear the whispers of your name, his voice. And
Aldein, in response, kneels respectively, hand over his heart, head bowed. And after a moment, a long but brief moment, he stands again.
the Byakko walks to Aldein. And so, on this day, you have completed the trial of the Byakko. In gratitude, in response of your deeds passing the trial, you're rewarded with this. And he hands you a how to describe it? It's like a mound of snow. As he hands it to you, you notice the snow actually seems to be covering an object. As you brush away the snow from the object, it's actually a shield. The shield on the cover has a man on it, facing forward, sword raised above his head, with the sun in the background. To the side of him are silhouettes of various people. They're all featureless, but it's clear from the depiction on the shield that the man in the center is there. If not as a ray of hope, he's at least there defending those people. And so, you now have your effectively a legendary item for completing the this trial. After the session ends, I will give you the actual details of the item. However, I will at least share one of the features of this item because I think it's fun. Just give me a moment to fully put it in. So, while you have this shield, actually, I need to edit this description because it actually changes the functions of your Shield of Faith spell.
Ooh, interesting.
I forgot this was an older version. I've not edited it to match what I currently wanted it to do. But similar to how Felix's Shadow Blade becomes the Mist Blade, this is effectively the new version of Aldein's Shield of Faith. But yeah, I'll sort out the actual full change of the spell. Because what I'm going to do in it, I did it for Seamus and for Mill and Dylan. I'll DM you the actual full list of what you get from the trial for you to then put on your character sheet. But yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah, Aldein actually has a signature spell.
Ooh.
I liked the idea that because Aldein uses Shield of Faith a lot, that should be the thing that I focus on when it comes to giving something of a permanent upgrade to his abilities.
Yeah.
And the Byakko actually says, "It is very obvious to us all present that you are more of a defender than an attacker. So it seemed only fair to enhance those abilities. After all, you can safely trust in your allies to attack while you defend them."
Thank you.
This should also sate Ellent, I think her name is, to be the proof that she would require that you've completed this trial. And so, unless you have anything else you would like to ask me, Aldein, I can always leave now. Well, not just you, any of you.
What do you know of the Tarask?
Well, I know that it is an extremely dangerous and powerful creature. It is, from what I know, impossible to be traditionally killed. I believe it would require a wish spell to permanently take it down, unless you have some other means to do so. I don't know what those other means would be, but at the very least a wish spell would be your best bet. But considering the cult has designs on enhancing the Tarask, it might even be that they're aware of such a way to take it down and have subverted or are trying to subvert being able to stop it with a wish spell. Even then, we personally cannot intervene as gods with the Tarask. At least not until it is appropriate, so to speak. The problem is if one of us gods or another god suddenly intervenes, it can cause problems. Other gods could potentially intervene, which then can cause a domino effect. And by that point, he pauses as he tries to think of the next words to properly say. It could potentially be a case where the consequences of the gods intervening too soon would be worse than if the Tarask was left to run amok. This, as it has been stated before, is the purpose of why the four of you have been put on these trials. So that you can have the power, well, you can have a nudge within reasonable means to be given power to deal with the Tarask.
Yes.
It helps that you have acquired many strong allies. However, I will say, even at the fighting strength of you and yours, I do not have much confidence. Not to say that you are weak, but to say that the Tarask is that dangerous. And again, if the humans are directly involved with anything the Tarask is doing, it is entirely possible you have to contend with them as well. The last time the Tarask appeared, Stasia, Everay, and the others barely dealt with it. The only difference, at least, is that there are more capable and strong people of today than there was back then. But the Tarask was a more, and he does with quotations, conventional threat. And conventional is doing a ginormous amount of heavy lifting in this regard. Does anyone else have anything they'd wish to know?
The wishes we've been granted, are they limited by the bounds of the wish spell? I know they're considered...
I'm not a spellcaster, so I'm going to stop you right now and just say I do not know. You would be better speaking to someone who is more well-versed in spellcasting than I. It is entirely possible that maybe they could work. After all, I believe Eben was soliloquizing about it being a 10th level wish. But I don't know.
Fair enough.
Do you know who's pretending to be Aldein's dad in the cult of the Tarask?
Nobody is.
You mean the person who has his older role?
So, intelligence check, Felix.
I mean, I can guess what that means as a result. Oh.
I mean, anyone else can roll an intelligence check for that. In relation to what Felix has just asked, anyway.
Dairon doesn't know. None of us know.
Nope.
None of us are smart.
Nope.
Jameis?
We've lost Seamus.
Oh, shit.
Brew will also roll to help. Even though he wasn't physically there when you met them. Dylan, are you here?
Yeah, sorry, I just ran to the restroom real quick. I didn't think I was gonna have to make a roll.
It's alright.
Sorry, I was just being an asshole.
Oh, an intelligence check. I'm really gonna help out with this.
Hey, you never know.
Oh, actually, that's
So,
a better roll than I
you-
expected.
You remember, so from what you know of the hierarchy of the cults, the names like Colgin and Orkan and Kraos are just titles. Aldein's dad was Kraos before he effectively defected. The current Kraos is the human woman that you met when you were on the run, that you met in the underground of Centralis. The title of
So
Kraos
it's more of a
seems to
title
be...
it's more of a title.
Yeah, it's not... Whatever the name of Aldein's dad was, you don't know. That would be something Aldein would probably have to ask his mum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's, like... I know what you said, Mill, but, like, that's not... The question isn't correct to begin with, because it's...
I'm fairly sure there has been a lot of wires crossed here in that my memory is also not working because I could have sworn Aldein's
Yes.
uncle said that his dad was there.
So, Aldein's uncle, Orkan...
But I now just assume he was lying.
There is in where?
Like with the cult, I thought. I don't remember, dude. This was
So
a long
Aldein's-
time ago
But
now.
Aldein's dad was part of the cult because he was involved in the mutilation and kidnapping of the ancient white dragon who became a Tarask vessel. Like he was involved. Aldein's dad was involved in that. Afterwards, years later, at some point he must have met Aldein's mum. They fell in love and ran away.
No, I get that, but I thought I remembered Aldein's uncle saying that the dad was still a part of the cult.
If I've said that at any point, then I am.
I
wrong.
don't know if you did. That's the
But
point.
I
We are
don't-
talking about
I
something
don't-
that was probably like 3 years ago.
I don't recall saying that anyway.
I don't think
Well, if
any
it-
of us have the time or patience to dig through the audio logs for that.
No.
But yeah, as of now, at the very least, Aldein's dad was the Oni Bear, who is now dead.
Hmm.
The only members of Aldein's family you know now are his mother's side of the family of Incentralis and Aldein's uncle.
Who is the current supreme shitbag of the cult, if I remember right.
You don't know.
Oh yeah,
All you-
Byakko, do
all-
you know who's the boss of the cult?
Wait, question. I thought Colgan we like.
No, not
Colgan's,
cult.
yeah, Colgan's like.
Colgan is Aldein
Yeah.
Oh,
shitbag.
well, sorry.
Let me.
I got
I'll type it in the Roll20 chat. So you've got.
names are hard, guys.
I mean,
Games are those.
considering for a good chunk of time, I thought Orkan was Aldein's dad, not his uncle. I just my brain did not understand what was happening with the cult leadership. Really, I just sort of focused on fucking Colgan and the fact that we actually do kind of like him.
So these are the 3 members of the cult within leadership positions that you have actually met. In response to the question that Byakko has asked, from what I vaguely know, there is also Asta, as in, the former name that his granddad was named. He points to Brewer, who's there, of course.
Mhm.
And to my knowledge, there is also Corwin and Balazar.
So 6 leaders in total.
To my knowledge, Asta is considered the leader of the group.
Ah.
Then it is the rest of the people, the other 5, and then it is everyone else.
So the other 5 are basically Aster's lieutenants then.
More or less, yes.
Okay. Don't recall if we'd heard that before, but good information. Any of y'all have questions as well?
I'm assuming that the Sayuri will tell me this, but who were my parents?
The Byakko just shrugs. The Byakko shrugs as best as a 4-legged tiger, like an act. Because the Byakko looks like a white tiger, but just very large. And he
I figured it was
somehow
worth it.
shrugs.
I imagine the Byakko transforms back into Aldein to just do the shrug.
No, he just does a shrug as a tiger because I think it's funnier.
It was
Not
worth
my-
an act.
Not my place to say, and I don't know.
Fair enough. Carry on.
These aren't the droids we're looking for. Move along.
Do you have any information you can give us about the castle and the humans that are staying in it?
I do.
Got it. Fair enough.
Is there any chance you would give us that information?
That would spoil the surprise.
Fair enough.
Also, and this isn't, not to sound racist, because, nowadays we have to be careful what we say, I know we're out in the frozen tundras of the northern Coludnia Pole, Frostfang Mountains, but, I still, I don't want to be cancelled when I'm talking to gods next time. But, they're just humans. Some of them are a bit Taraskified, but, come on. Let's be honest. They're not that scary. Come on.
I get that, but it's a long way to Centralis.
Oh, you mean the ones that...
No,
you mean the ones that...
I do mean the ones.
You mean the ones
Frostfang.
here, or...
I meant the ones here.
Okay.
Yes. I was just saying that yes, we can probably take care of them, but any help is help.
Think of it
At the
this
very
way.
least, could you point us in the general direction of the castle once we leave this realm thing?
Sure.
Thank you.
In fact, you know what? He just, stomps once. And similar to how you were brought to here, in an almost blinding flurry of snow passing by your eyes, you find yourselves back at the open wastes of the Frostfang Mountains. And Brody's there now.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Brody.
Where did you go?
How long has it been?
I mean, I've not been able to see the sun. It's been that snowy, so I don't know. I think it's been 10 minutes.
Okay, not too bad. Last time it was several days.
We got kind of dragged into some sort of pocket dimension by Byakko.
Yeah, and he fucking ditched me, points at Rua. He smashed through an opening in space and then jumped in and left me behind.
Could you have not also jumped in the opening?
No, because it almost shut immediately after he opened it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay then. Hey, Arua, you want to talk about how you managed that feat of impossible bullshit?
I mean, why ask now when you didn't ask the last 2 times?
Fair enough.
I mean, I can answer it if you want. It's just you seemingly didn't care when I did it with the Genbu.
I feel like there was
Not
other
that we didn't
issues there.
care. Yeah, it's not a lot of things were going on.
And what about the days that we were in Rainwall? Never thought to
Kinda
cross the
forgot.
lines then?
Nope.
Seems like you guys forget about a lot of stuff, honestly.
We do. It's kind of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I try and write stuff down, but sometimes the stuff I write down is wrong. Like Colgan's name.
I mean, to be fair, none of us have... I mean, well... You guys were taught history. We all would have been taught history. We'd have all known how the names were spelled. Which, I'm not saying you as players would know, but your characters would know.
Dairon, again, says, I have had no formal education.
Skill issue.
I was taught that like 90 years
Read a
ago.
Maybe you should have gone back to school to relearn the basics. You know what? I might actually implement that for long-lived races. Another time.
Not the worst idea.
I mean, it's only like if, someone's operating heavy machinery, or, like, doing a job where you should really be made to retrain to prove that you are still qualified to work in it,
Especially for uncommon situations, yeah.
Oh, Barkeep mentioned something like this. It's called continuing education.
Well, anyway, as Brewer looks, because the Byakko's still there just watching you guys have this exchange. In any case, I would recommend you guys, well, I say recommend, it's in that direction, and he points off into the distance. It's a bit of a ways away, you probably won't be able to see the castle from here, but you shouldn't, it'll probably only take a day's travel at most. If you don't waste time, you should be done by the time before the blizzard that you were told about will get here.
Are there any good caves in the area that we can rest at on routes?
Yeah, there are.
I think that's the best we're gonna get.
Yeah.
You didn't ask where, you just said, are there? And I said yes, I answered your question.
Would you mind pointing us in the direction of one such cave?
I would mind doing it, yes.
You would mind, okay.
We're doing great, guys. We're really killing it here.
And he had a problem with how I talk.
Yes, but I'm a god, for one. And I'm also, like, how would I describe it? You were being silly while I was trying to be serious. During, telling his backstory. I, meanwhile, like, how would I describe it? Like, it's not you will not struggle to find any caves in the area. You all have eyes, and at least half of you have some competency in tracking and searching the area, like surrounding area.
Fair enough.
It's not that hard. A bit of hypothermia won't kill. Well, it will kill you guys.
But to say, we will die.
I forget. I'm used to just being naturally immune to the cold. It's never bothered me ever.
The cold doesn't bother you anyway?
No.
Well, bully for you.
But, nevertheless, march on, children of the world. Know that you have the blessing of free of the 4 gods that you are currently dealing with at the moment. You did well, and I wish you luck.
Thank you. Farewell, Byakko. Till we
As-
see each other again.
Well, you can always speak to me whenever you would like.
That is true, yes.
Whether I will be available is a different question.
Hmm.
As things are right now, the world is in a tumultuous state. It's entirely possible that by the time you are all done with what you need to do, that this continent will be unrecognizable, for better or worse. Before you guys leave, as you guys leave, sorry, I'm tripping over my own words. The 4 of you actually hear a whisper of sorts from the Byakko, and it says this. And you know it's only the 4 of you because Prody and Rua do not react.
Hmm.
Dyron doesn't say anything.
Aldein insights real quick.
Does anyone else?
Yes. Do I see the face of God?
Seamus? Felix? So, all of you can kind of... So, you've all known Rura well enough to kind of get the general, state of the kind of person he is. He's not the kind of person who will just accept something if he doesn't particularly care for it. So it's entirely possible he's doing it through sheer ignorance. Not to say, oh, I can't read the sign, so I'm just going to walk in. But it's more...
I can't read.
It's more that he doesn't know that he shouldn't be able to enter, and somehow he is doing so. That in a way that he is somehow not aware of. It's clear that what he's doing is clearly not done with an intent of him being aware that he can do that, and that he...
There's no malice in what he's doing. It's not like... It's not like he's secretly the Tarask or some shit.
It's the equivalent of someone busting down a door, to break, to help someone who's trapped in a room. It's that level of, intent for him.
Mm.
He doesn't want his friends to potentially deal with something and him not being there to help. That's more or less That's more or less how what he is doing. But there clearly seems to be a lot more than what the 5 of you know. The only difference is that the Byakko is telling you this.
Aldein just whispers to Dyron, we're gonna have to look into this.
I have a thoughts. We'll figure this out.
I'm hearing some clickety clacking.
I'm just doing note keeping.
Okay. This is definitely not going to bite us in the ass like the one time we also kept a secret.
I'm actually not even. I'm genuinely not even like. Oh, I need to be. The players know this now. So blah blah blah. I'm genuinely doing something completely separate.
I think that was a funny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, as you continue trudging through the snow, this.
I will pull.
You're only gonna pull Felix aside. Are you? Are you? What? What are you doing, Dairon?
Dairon is doing something.
Again, you still there?
He's open. Stop him! He's opening up Uma Musume.
Oh no!
He's pulling Felix aside and trying to indoctrinate him into the gacha.
I'm pretty sure the only person on this call who isn't addicted to at least one gacha is Dylan.
I think it's rude
What
to
is
call what I am with Haikyuu addicted. It's been way too short a time, and I haven't spent real money yet.
Yet.
I cannot rule out the possibility. Okay.
I'm having to deal with the fact that Genshin's actually being really very fun at the moment. And I ended up putting some money in for a character. Thankfully, I got early pity, so it's not been too bad of a problem.
I'm waiting for the pity to kick in with the current banner character.
Again, are you still with us?
Again? Again?
Oh,
Again?
wait.
Dad!
There's typing? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so what were you saying again?
I was trying to pull Felix aside.
Of course.
Can you send a sending?
Sure.
Oh.
To whom?
I just said Turum.
Oh, I did not hear that. Sure, what do you wanted to say?
Just tell him to contact me.
Them.
Them. Sorry.
Damn. Forgetting Turim's pronouns when you've not spoken to Turim in, like, ages because Turim's not currently relevant? How could you?
I know. How dare I? It's not. It's not.
It's not what?
It's not unusual.
It's not unusual. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting Seamus Dylan to actually sing that.
Hey, at
I was
least you
about
knew
to,
the
but
song.
someone beat me to it.
Hey, it's a good song, okay?
I'm also eating popcorn right now, so like.
At least
What
you
song?
only. At least
It's
you
not
beat the spitting
unusual.
No.
Speaking of which, you got cut off mid-sentence.
Oh,
To be fair, we're not going to be going on much longer with this session, so
Hmm.
because this next session will be the dungeon that is the castle.
Oh boy, oh boy.
We've not had a proper dungeon in a while.
Alright, I
There might
have.
even be.
Sorry.
Hmm?
I was just gonna
No, go
say
ahead.
I've taken the spell slot off for the sending, so I guess it's sent. Just to
What would
Turim,
Dairon
hey,
want?
contact Dairon.
Felix, you get a reply from Tarim.
Everyone has to be an asshole today.
For context, I'm gonna post in the Roll20 chat what Turim said in response because I think it's funny to share.
Okay, I'm sorry. My internet keeps cutting out for some reason.
Oh.
So, sorry.
So Turim sent a sending to you, Dairon.
Hold on, let me just write this out.
Yeah, Turim replied with what? Okay, not even a how are you doing? It's fine. I see how it is. To Felix.
Probably a case of, what, you didn't even hit the character cap, and you skipped the greeting anyways?
Yeah, that's
Or
why.
word
That's why he was a bit. That's why he would have been a bit indignant with Felix. Felix definitely got -2 friendship points with Turim.
Term disapproves.
Turim will forever remember this. Like, way disproportionate of a response.
So it'd be.
I feel like
would
I'm
it be
playing
slightly
Walking Dead
disapproves,
again.
Disapproves, or greatly disapproves.
Like, so all I'll say is, Jack, is that at the ending, when it comes to who betrays who at the very last bit of the game, Turim's going to betray the entire party to the BBEG because of this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, interesting question.
I think Dairon is the correct one to make this logical leap.
Oh, yes. Dairon's just paranoid enough for it to make sense. And also, like, the one to think of the possibilities enough for it to make sense.
So that's what Turim has sent you in a new sending, Dairon.
Invasive procedures.
That's the response. Oh yeah, so that's the what's it called? Yeah. So yeah, Turim sent you a new sending, so you can reply to Turim if you would like.
You better, otherwise they'll send another sending saying, "Oh, I see how it is. Not even good enough for a response, am I?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know what Turim would say, but Felix won't like what Turim would say, and it's not even because of that. It's another thing.
I'm just gonna resign myself that Turim is gonna betray us to the
He's that evil guy, yeah.
massive Kuatoa ancient god that we that's probably gonna be the BBG.
I would love a campaign where that is actually like the BBEG. Like,
Oh, just a big old
would
fucking
be-
Kuatoa.
it would be something that I'd pepper out throughout the entire campaign. Like, it'd be a long-running one like this one, where the actual Kurotoa god would be the final boss of the campaign. Where it'd be like, yeah, the Kurotoa have heard about your exploits so much that, like, the god has become a perfect counter to you guys.
Spoilers for part 3 of the campaign, I guess. I'm just kidding.
I mean, now I'm imagining like the Kuatoas would like send like a recruitment flyer out. And that's like one of the signs that they're actually organizing enough to, you know, summon their god.
Oh, I actually spelt the word correctly. I'm pretty impressed with that because I've never had to use that word in my entire life.
What?
This is all in my own head, by the way, right? This is not being said out loud.
Yeah, I'll assume I'll leave you to assume which word I've said when I post it.
You know, it is kind of funny that none of us even... Actually, no, it's not funny, because it was very much in character for us to not even consider anything suspicious. I'm going to guess either hallucinogens or preposterous.
It's hallucinogens.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, because that's an entirely new sending. You're always the responder to Turim, so they're having to send an entirely new sending to do this. I should actually keep track of Turim's sendings because Turim does have a cap. Turim will run out. So send one to Dairon, then get that. Yeah, okay. I think I said, but when I came up with the idea for the more modern setting of the campaign I was running a while ago, like last year, I liked the idea that because they actually had phones to text, the use of sending was that it couldn't be tracked or interrupted by signal, and it would actually convey tone. Whereas texting, you would have to go out of your way to be like, you know, to deliberately imply tone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there would just be areas where cell service doesn't work, so it's still better than sending because it doesn't cost spells, but yeah.
Fine.
You ever see that one post about, like, what if everyone on Earth got one cantrip all of a sudden?
Oh. I love the idea that, like, people in Black Crane be like, Turim, you okay? And Turim's just, like, looking extremely flabbergasted. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Be right back. Our heroes are doing some weird shit.
I can't imagine that hearing that we're doing some weird shit would be that much of a surprise, given, you know, everything.
Oh, absolutely.
This is more one of his wordier ones, so I'm having to actually count the words.
I said words, words, words. Words are the words. I said words, words, words are the words. I love it when it turns into a big ol' sending back and forth.
Yeah, I know this is very entertaining for everybody, but
I actually fucked up anyway because I meant to do cause for investigation.
Yeah.
So let me redo this, and I'm gonna because he'd have sent it to be more actually concise.
does Turum know about Rua's father?
Yeah. 2, 3, 4.
Also, by all indications, like, Rua's father did not get corrupted until well after Rua had been born.
Yeah, but this is weird magic bullshit.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean,
That is most magic, is weird magic bullshit.
I have another way we could gain some information, though I may not
Contact
enjoy
to a
it.
plane.
Yeah.
or legend lore, maybe.
I did think about legend lore, but I'm not sure if it would actually, you know, I don't know how well it would work for this purpose. It would also have to wait until the next long rest because I do not have a 5th or higher spell slot left.
And we're going to be doing a dungeon after our next long rest, so...
Well, I mean, that's the other thing. If
We're gonna have to backburner this.
if
2,
I
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
if I somehow fail the intelligence save, we wouldn't be doing the dungeon anyway, because I would be insane for the rest of the day.
Oh god, I
Aw,
forgot
they-
that was the drawback.
Alternatively, they do it without you. And then Felix is just left on their own, insane.
Yeah, I don't feel like that would go well, and I feel like that would, you know, cause a significant amount of time to be wasted looking for Felix wandering in the snow.
I'm Goku. I'm insane. From Earth.
Okay, and I think we can pause that there for now. But, yeah.
I need to check something actually because now Seamus, you receive a sending.
God damn it.
Oh, great.
From Hoomstead of...
I really hope I didn't fuck this one up.
You get this from Turin, Seamus.
Care to share with the class?
Dairon, were you
Oh.
asking Turum asinine and or concerning questions?
Yes?
He's concerned.
They're
concerned. I caught myself.
That I'm okay, or...
Yeah. So
Basically.
this is the exact wording Turin sent to Seamus.
I mean, fair. Dairon is fundamentally insane on a good day. I'm okay.
Okay, here's my response.
I am of sound body and mind, if that helps.
You can just type it out in the main chat if you want.
That's what I'm doing.
Genuinely did not expect Turim to have to get this brief cameo. I'm not complaining though.
It is pretty funny.
I mean, you put the bomb of Byakko putting that into my brain.
I know. To be fair, with Turim was always meant to be a somewhat acerbic character. Like, they're always meant to be like, I wish people would stop bothering me.
Also,
just that
great
I've not-
response, Seamus.
Oh, so when I'm
Yes.
terse with them, they feel offended. But when they're terse to other people, oh, suddenly it's okay then.
Oh, that's funny. Dum, da-dum, da-da-do-do-do.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba!
Getting any responses back and forth, or is a term out of spell slots?
It'd be funny if he ran out of spell slots now.
Good old goddamn it, Dairon.
I mean,
damn it, Nappa.
how many sendings has Term sent at this point?
Yes.
Felix, you receive a sending from Turim.
This is what they sent me.
One more sending left.
Tell them thank you.
Do you say that, Felix?
No, I'm typing something up.
Okay.
Right, I need to count words. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
I
16,
I already have my response, depending on what
20,
Felix says back.
21, 22.
Yeah,
What do you think made them decide on the 25 word cap on sendings?
because 30 would probably be too much.
It was Twitter at the time, because Twitter used to be, what, 24 words or something?
No, it's 140 characters.
No.
And then Elon Musk ruined it, like everything he touches.
Pretty
Well,
sure
they
the
released
character
the
count-
character cap before Elon Musk
Yeah.
was even. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny to blame him for everything that's wrong with the site.
Thanks,
Fair
Obama. Same energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Obama. I also
mean-
love the video that Obama released of him like trying to fit the cookie in the
That-
glass of milk and it doesn't fit. Thanks, Obama.
That killed the meme. Like it
It did, but it was also kind of
destroyed a
funny.
subreddit too.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, for what it's
It was
worth,
on
he's al-
purpose. He did it for shits and giggles.
I mean,
for
to be
himself.
fair, to be fair, at least he only destroyed something from a subreddit and not, with drones. I mean, what?
True.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's got that drone strike high score.
Just and.
Yeah, no. Felix ran out of words.
That's funny.
I told them I was already going to explain why we nexted all them, but okay. Meanwhile, can I just insight Rua to see what he's doing in all of this?
I'm an insight as well.
Because here's the thing.
He's just
It will have.
walking ahead.
Because here's the thing. At some point, Darren will have dragged Felix away from the group and had a small chat. Felix then would have clearly, opened his book to cast Sending. Then would have suddenly looked annoyed. Darren would have then had a lengthy mental conversation, which I'm assuming was, fairly obvious to see. And then Seamus would have done one, and then Felix again.
So, one more Sending goes to Felix, and this is the Sending.
Fucking what?
Is that a real figure?
It's a thumbs
it's a
up.
thumbs up.
It's an ASCII thumbs up. I had the middle finger or a thumbs up ready.
I don't think the Roll20 chat was made for that.
No, I think
No.
I think it's funnier that it fucked up. I think it's really funny that it fucked up.
Yeah, you have to expand the chat window horizontally.
It's
to see
great.
the
I
whole
love
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just effectively sends you an ASCII thumbs up. You don't know how to parse what he's just sent you, Felix, but he's just used his final sending of the day just to do that. They have just done it. But yeah, that's now Turim can't be contacted. However, Guy also has Sending.
I mean, at some point we're going to have to start using Seamus's spell slots, because I have 1 4th level spell slot, and that's it above 3rd level.
But yes, so from what you can gather from the Sendings, Darren and Aldein, Rua is just walking ahead of you guys. He's not really paying much of you any heed. He's just yeah, we need to continue with our mission.
Okay then. Let's march onwards then. We need to find a cave to rest in for the evening. Or our little crashing of the castle.
Which reminds me, give me a survival check. Whoever wants to roll survival.
All of us?
I'm pretty sure my survival's mediocre.
This is from Prody. That was terrible.
Oh dang.
That was a brilliant.
We're gonna fucking die.
So
Now we got a couple
Rua-
good rolls.
It doesn't take long for Rua and Aldein to work together to find a pretty good cave. It's got the right location of it being near some trees, so you can use it to make some wood for fire. And it's in a good enough position where... Oh my god, I'm yawning. It's in a good enough position where you can kind of see a good amount from the cave, while it also not being too much of a choke point that anyone could throw something down the cave and fuck you guys over. And so as you make camp and get ready for your long rest, we can call it a session here today.
Yep.
So by next session, consider your resources sorted.
Right, so we will definitely have had
And
a long
we've
rest
taken a long rest by then?
by the
Yeah,
start.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
And yeah, congratulations. Aldein has now completed his trial. We'd love to see it. There's just one more.
And it's gonna be a difficult time getting to it.
You've got that teleportation scroll. And I'm going to remove this token.
We do?
The Oni Bear.
No, I mean the teleportation scroll. We have a teleportation scroll?
You've had one for a bit.
Fair, I didn't know that either.
We have?
Yes.
Is somebody else holding it? Because I don't have it in my inventory.
It's in the bag of holding, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not seeing it, because I'm also looking at that.
Is this a retcon?
No. You've had a scroll you've had a scroll of teleportation for like ages.
Is it in the party inventory?
I don't know where you guys have put it, because you guys are the ones who need to be fucking cataloging your shit.
I swear we didn't
Not
know
to
Notes?
be
that.
Who
mean.
takes notes?
Who gave it
Not
to
to
us?
be ignorant. I think you got it from like a chest.
We did get it. Didn't we use it to escape from Eden the first time?
No, that was Project Leave. You've had a scroll of teleportation since Act 2.
Okay. Yeah, I think we just forgot to catalog that.
You've just not used it yet because you were deciding whether you wanted to try and cross to the other landmass and then teleport back, or teleport to and somehow find a way back to the main landmass.
Right, okay. I'm
I
going
think teleport back is a better idea.
I'm going to put it in my inventory. Just as a, just so we know we actually have it.
Understandable.
Anyway,
But yeah,
that's where we are ending the session for today, and that's where we are ending the stream for today. Apologies for the fact that it, died. I will stick them together for the YouTube upload. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please press that bell icon, yo.
Future stuff Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday for the next stream. Good night.